Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you, sweetie. May God bless you all. Thank you for jumping on in. And let's break it down. Bitcoin dumping, as we suggested today. I kept saying I see more downside. They tried to get it up for a bit, but it looked like it was just a bit of a squeeze. And now we're kind of dumping as we speak right now. Let's break it down as we speak right now. I saw 94,300 coming today. We hit it. I see this as a double top M pattern that wants to dump. You can see your measured move takes you to 93,350. And we're kind of on our way falling to the downside here for Bitcoin. 1, 2, double top, right? Shoulder, head, right shoulder. And there's just, you know, the bulls did not come out to play today. There was just no, you know, and it was low volume. They can do whatever they want with price action. Nobody cares about Bitcoin right now. Everyone's with their family. Everyone's driving. Half the world and most people that trade are, a lot of Americans trade. Sorry, had the screen off just to mess with you. Just messing with you, making sure. Just make sure. Well, look at this nasty dump to the downside. And let me go back here in time if I can. But to my students, I was talking about this bear flag today, but I said I wouldn't short it. I shorted a little bit. I was up like 120 bucks. Ooh, stop loss, turned into just a nothing burger. They came back up, came back down, came up, came down, came up. I basically, I don't, you know, I mean, you could keep a short open technically below some key areas, and it did play out. But I don't know, man. That's chop all day long, back and forth. But now you can see that we're moving further to the downside for Bitcoin. And like I just showed you, or you know, before that's an M pattern. M's break to the downside. The measured move of the M is the beginning to the middle there, right? From the one of the tops to the leg. And then you can see that wants to take us down to 92.8, 92.9. And, you know, the 1 hour is below the 200 MA in a major way. Whenever you lose the 200 MA in the 1 hour, simple things are you're going to go to the 200 MA on the 2 hour. You lost that. The 3 hour, you lost that. The 4 hour, you lost that. So you'd go to the 6 hour. All right. And you're coming for the 6 hour. If you lose the 6 hour 200 MA, you will come to the 8 hour. And so it looks like Bitcoin wants to come down to that 8 hour. And look, even here, shoulder, head, bit of a right shoulder there made today, neckline, senorita, sayonara, senorita, and take her down to 78,000. I mean, that's the measured move here for Bitcoin. Not saying it's guaranteed. Maybe there's a chance we get held by that high volume node. Well, look, we fell through the gap. It's over, man. 93.9. Look, I told you we were going to the downside. I said there's a chance you're in the Livermore cylinder, but it's just like, I don't know, man. To me, that was like a maybe, hopeful. More likely, we were going to the downside. Why? You're below 200 moving averages. And the weekly is wanting to make a move down. I got to tell you the truth here. I don't want to be the rude guy, but I got to be honest. So it looks like we're going to head to the 8-hour tune of May. Definitely to the 6-hour tune of May. If we lose that, we're headed to the 8-hour tune of May. So it looks likely, at least they're going to, attempt to double bottom at 92.150 and go from there. And the weekly did not close above 97.2. We did not get the close we wanted. We got the bearish close. So now Sam turns into a bear. Now I find bear flags and I start shorting the market. It's sad to say, because the trend is now not our friend. Look, the trend was high, low, higher, low, higher, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. You cracked this low. I said, once you crack this low, fine. And you did. And now we've cracked the low. And now that you've cracked the low, now I can assume a lower low, a lower high, and who knows? We'll find out. The weekly's really going to tell us. So let's take a look at Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Sorry, I went a little crazy there. I felt like I was in a mantra, like I couldn't stop. The vibrational energy had me stuck inside of a loop. A never-ending loop of energetic recycle that kept reverberating through me. I couldn't stop. So the weekly candle closed absolutely bearishly below any type of support at 97,185 there, that I was like, okay, that's our safe zone. It's not a safe zone anymore. And then the second weekly candle decided to eat through the wick, already halfway here, showing some bearish tones here for Bitcoin. Once this starts, you have to believe that this is kind of what we're going to see. And, and maybe even just more nasty downside here, and we figure it out this way. But, dump, move up. But I see a pullback here for Bitcoin. I've been talking about it since we showed you this bearish div. Show me the charts and I'll show you the news. Everyone says it was the Fed day, this and that. You were overbought in the Stokes. We had bearish div. We were away from the 21. I told you 99% of the time when I've seen that, I've seen a pullback. I said, if we don't get a pullback, it'll be the first time I've ever seen us not pull back in my life on an asset that's doing that. Again, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So you do what you do with the information I give you. Years from now, you'll look back on these times and be like, wow, Sam was just trying to tell me the sauce. Anyway, so weekly looks like we're going to head back somewhere to the 21-day moving average, somewhere to a 618 golden pocket Fibonacci. 82,000 looks highly likely. There we'll be looking for some type of bullish divergence. When this happens, we'll be looking for a nasty dump, a move back up, and we're looking for the RSI to make a dump and move up, dump like that. And we'll look for the downward action there, the upward action here, and boom, we can get the reversal for Bitcoin. It will probably be ugly. There will be some dippage, but yeah, it looks like the Sunday rally is canceled for this year. Pack your bags. Panic sell. I'm actually going to sell a lot of my bags. Yeah, I am. And everyone's like, I'm going to buy them back immediately, but I'm going to sell anything that's at a loss to use it for tax harvesting, because looks like that's what people are doing. Then we can pump so hard the next 3 months and I'll have a fat loss that I can write back on. So anything that's down slightly, or that I, because I can't even, we could use that. So again, you do whatever makes you happy. A lot of things I'm still up in because we got on the low, but there are some tax loss harvesting to be had. Again, research that, find out what it is. I am not your financial advisor or your CPA. Figure it out for yourself. But it's basically right now, until they change the rules, you can buy and sell your crypto right back, right? So you can sell it right now at a loss, buy it right back. But just say you bought way too heavy into a coin that you really believe in, and you're in at a loss. But you never want to give up that coin. You love the position. You sell it, you buy it right back. Maxi has like 0 fees doing that, so it's very simple. If you're on an exchange with a lot of fees, fine. But Maxi makes it pretty easy. Some other exchanges too as well. Weeks isn't too bad. And then bang, you've got this nice loss on the balance sheet that you can put up against anything. What if you future traded for 50 grand wins, 100 grand wins, but your spot bag's down a little bit in some areas, but you just, those are hodl bags you don't care about. You can sell them, buy them back, and use that against your wins, So anyway, you can figure this out yourself. Just Google tax loss harvesting. And it may not be available as the years to come, as crypto gets more and more regulated. So anyway, moving forward. So Bitcoin on the weekly doesn't look good. We've talked about it many times. We've gone over this, and we're losing 200 MAs are all over the board. And we even said about shorting the Bitcoin when it lost the 200 MA in the 4-hour time frame. That paid off beautifully right there when that candle closed. You open up the short, stop loss right here. Payday, baby, payday, right? So using the 200 MA all over the place. So again, the same thing can occur if we lose the 6-hour 200 MA. Stop loss above it, ride it down to the 8-hour 200 MA. So there's still possible opportunity to short this market. And let's break it down again one more time, just so, Now I'll show you everything that I'm seeing. But so the weekly closed absolutely horribly. It opened at 104,463. The high was 108, if you can believe it, 353. The low was 92, and we closed at 95. In 1 week, they would break us back down $9,277, down 8.88% on the week. It's a vicious game to be in, man. Cryptocurrency bring you all the way to the upside, rip you the whole time, just have a huge bull run. But never let the altcoins really pump it all. Let them pump for literally a couple weeks, get you excited, have a great November, then pump like the first week, get an all-time high, get your juices flowing, and then flog you for the rest of the year. I tell you what, man, it can be mentally depressing. You got to go for a walk. It makes you want to step away for a second and take a deep breath. If you're not, any human being would be like, man, what? So the 3-day chart, let's talk about it. Massive bearish divvy there too. Okay. And again, we say every day, right? I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I take it one step, one day, one candle at a time. But when you see that it's likely bearish, you have to stick, at one point, it's like, it is what it is. You could be like, oh, it's going to be this, like right here, high volume node lost, gap of the VRVP. Look, it's 68,000, maybe even 73,000. So, this could be, I don't think people realize, too many people are saying up only. We're going to just, too many people are just acting like we're just, and maybe we do. You never know, buy the fear and all that. I didn't open up my purse and buy a lot of stuff this time because to me, it looked like there was going to be a bigger dump. So I took a little nibble here and there, and that was it. I also bought lower still than all these prices. So we'll see what happens. But man, that's brutal right there. And the 3-day likely to come back down to the 21-day moving average. That's what we're seeing here on the 3-day chart. Coming back down to the 21-day moving average. So boom. All right. You bounce off that key area. You've got a little bit of support here. And we're going to look at the daily, but it's just not. It's just like. And you got a huge gap here. When you gap up fast, you can gap right down. So you better hold this. You better turn this into some type of double bottom there. It's like 92.8. If 92.8 don't hold, last chance at 90,000 there, and then it's just a free fall all the way back down to 73,000. Again, we never did that. All the other pumps, but again, this one was out of control. So can the 3-day get us a bounce off the 21-day moving average and save the day? Many times the 21 on the 3-day could hold us down. Right there, we didn't go too much further than it. Here we toyed with everything till we got the moving averages back together again. To me, they were just pretty far close like this, and we're just getting them far apart. It tells me we could get some more movement there. We are getting back to oversold in the stochastics. You know, I'm trying to build, I am attempting to build a bullish picture here for Bitcoin. So like our Hail Mary safe is that we get a bounce here, we consolidate, everybody takes a deep breath, all coins start ripping again because everyone decides that we're not going into some type of like 3-month bear city pain, you know, and the bull run goes back on, and we're at 146,000 by March. But like, you know, this is a perfect world. You know, that head and shoulder does not look good as we zoom in. So let's go to the daily now. And the daily just tempting to bounce off the 50. And our last few dumps, how did we do? I mean, we made it through the 200 eerily. That was close because below the 200 is bear city. It's not a good sign, right? Now we're so far for the daily 200. That's, you know, I mean, for me to flip into, you know, real bear mode, we'd have to break the daily 200 of May. If this is a bigger cycle, it would make more sense right now because this would, you know, it's still in an infant stage of something way bigger. And so we can't see that right now. And so we can see something that we think is so big is coming down, but this is really something so small that's attached to a way bigger move. Bitcoin getting a huge pump just now from like 93.8 back to 94.420. And I told you, they're just going to go after anyone who thinks they're slick enough to leverage trade right now. If you're not in and out with a quick, fast move and you know what you're doing, moving your stop losses and you don't, or you're not in a bigger one, like you already in the short for the 4 hour and you're babysitting it, there's a high probability you're going to get wrecked. I'm telling you right now. I've been doing this for a long time. I leverage trade every single day. And even I can see there's treachery in the market. And I know it's like, is it really worth it? So if Bitcoin cannot get a bounce here, you know what I mean? Like Bitcoin, you got to see Bitcoin back above 99,000 in the next day or two. Seriously, like 3 days at the most. It's got to get a bounce here. If you cannot get a bounce here for Bitcoin, that head and shoulder, we're going to show you in the 6 hours taking over. We're dumping and there's just lower levels to be had here. That's it. That's it. It looks like this has really nothing. Look at free fall. There's really nothing here on the daily to stop us from dropping to 91.6. Then to stopping at 87,000 and then even dropping all the way back down to 76K. Huge, beautiful gap in the VRVP here. I've seen this happen time and time again. You lose the key level, you drop so fast. So it's like it's make or break time on this week, you know, on the weekly tonight for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at our 8-hour time frame. In our 8-hour, there's your 200 MA. Why is the 200 MA so important? Well, I just kind of showed you, right? You lose the 1 hour, then the 2 hour, then the 3 hour, then the 4 hour. Well, I skipped the 5 hour. You could look at it, but just kind of like, for me, it's like, then the 6 hour, then the 8 hour. And then you get a real nasty dump. Then if you lose the daily, you're going into a bear market. I've done this. I've watched 2 entire cycles turn into a bear market, and I've watched how they move. And dang, wow, Bitcoin's getting a huge pump as I speak. There's like some action here on this Sunday night. And, you know, it's what, 3 days to Christmas. Most people have the day off tomorrow. Most kids aren't going to school tomorrow, right? They're all off. Some parents have to go to work. I get it. So could we get a Santa rally here? Could Bitcoin get a bounce? There's a chance. I mean, this is it though. Like, come on, Bitcoin. This is it. Let's take a look at the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour coming back down today, getting beat with a nasty dump. It's like they're trying to enter into it does feel like manipulation. Like someone's trying to force their way into these altcoins. Like I'm going to lower the price on you no matter what I got to do. But look, when the 4 hour loses the 200 MA, you could call it manipulation, call it whatever you want. I know we don't. And that candle closed below, we've been dumping ever since, you know? And even on that was a nasty short there where we took a piece of that one. Still trying to hug a higher low, but come on now. So this could be a falling wedge that wants to break back to the upside. You know, let's see what happens on this 1 hour. The 4 hour is coming back down, but 1 hour's got a slight bullish divvy there. Like that's swinging down, that swings up. And you are oversold in the stochastics, but still just doesn't look amazing. And again, look, remember we saw the shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. And earlier today, like looked like something like that was going to roll over. It did, then retested a nasty dump to the downside. Lost the gap, the point of control. And look, you flew down. VRVP, high volume node, lost that. And I mean, you could come to the value area lows, and you're trying to hang by a thread here at 94,000 and just got a bit of a bump for BTC. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. Where is the liquidity? It's all to the downside, still suggesting that we go way lower to 90K into tomorrow, maybe even through the night. So nothing suggesting we're going up. All the liquidity is to the downside. Everyone just long this and put stop losses. There's not a lot of shorts with stop losses above us. So if they're going to take us anywhere, the liquidity takes you all the way to shred these stop losses through to 88,000, 87.90, even 88,840. So if you looked at BOOKMAP, it tells you that we're going down. It's been saying that for the few days. It has been 100% accurate. It's not 100%, but the last few days it's about 80%. I'd say 88 even. When it tells you there's a bunch of liquidity below you, that's how it works. It says you're going below you. Linked it in the description below if you want to jump into BOOKMAP. All right. I do get a commission, so it'd be cool. So yeah, that's a head and shoulder pattern that to me bearishly retested the neckline, lost the point of control, and then dropped to the downside, right? Nasty day for BTC. And, you know, just losing the sauce. Zooming into the 15-minute time frame, how are we getting this reversal? Out of what? Out of where? You know, they faked a double bottom M, and they'll probably come and get all the stop losses up here now. That's why I would just, you know, I'd be very careful trading low volume. You know, if this was a regular weekend, I'd say be careful. But it's not only is it a weekend, Sunday night, but it's 3 days before Christmas in America. People don't care. I'm telling you right now. Americans shut off for their holidays, and they're going to be doing what they want to do no matter what. That's a massive liquidation back the other way, right? I mean, there's no other way to put that. That's a massive liquidation right back to the upside here. And those are definitely liquidations. Without a doubt in my mind, like, that's definitely a liquidation right there. Like, and so people jumped on that short late, and it's low volume. And for whatever reason, they're just going to go right after those shorts. So they started to dump it, make the M look like it was coming down, dump, flipped it the other way and just ripped it. And this is the behavior you'll see. They did it all day today. They went up. First they made down, then they came right back up. And they went down, they came right back up. They went down, they came right back up. They went down, then they're going right back up again. If you're 100x leverage, they're chopping you by the knees right now. Left and right. It's a tough game if you're gambling with this leverage. I tell everyone, if you don't demo trade at least for a month or two, understand what you're doing, learn how to double $100. You have no business playing a game that could get you wrecked. You know, you're better off, in my opinion. You know, if my name was, you know, anyway, for me personally, let's just say I was new to the game and I'm getting chewed up leverage. It would have been so much better off for me to DCA into BTC. Even if BTC just did a 3x, I mean, even if you just did a double up, even if you held your money, even if it did nothing, you know, that's what people don't realize. So capital is king. Preserving your capital should be your number one priority. You know, if you want to learn demo trade and use their money, don't throw your own money around to figure out a game that could get you wrecked. This is a long-term This is a long-term game. Okay. If you don't have a long-term outlook, there's a chance you won't make it that far. I'm being honest, and I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to prepare you for what's to come. Anyone can hit a meme. Anyone can say they're a trader. Anyone can go in and out of this game. Are you going to be here 5 years from now, 6 years from now, 10 years from now? I've been doing this for a long time. I started trading the NASDAQ, gold and silver, right? I started trading the Toronto Stock Exchange. I'm sitting there looking at gold every single day. 2013, 2012, 2000. I mean, I woke up to gold and went to sleep to the price of gold every single day of my life for years. And I traded it all nonstop until I found Bitcoin in about 2016. I learned about it in like 2013, but I didn't understand what it was. This little thing they were mining on a computer, I read it in some tech article, but I couldn't put two and two together yet. I wasn't there yet. And I got into drones instead, started flying drones and taking them apart, learning how they work, you know, soldering. I began to solder. I bought a motorcycle. I took apart the ignition when it fell apart, you know, rebuilt an ignition from an OEM ignition, you know, just started understanding how, you know, realized I could take apart any engine and rebuild it. Started really working my mind. And I didn't always do, you know, I was always something like that, but I had been I've been keeping my mind stagnant for a while. And then I realized I could do anything I put my mind to. I started listening to Jim Rohn. My mind opened up, and then I was like, I could start a YouTube channel and take over any industry, do whatever I put my mind to, as long as I'm consistent and I believe in myself. And so I set out to start this channel with vigor and discipline, the Jim Rohn way. And I listen to Jim Rohn every day, and I preach his name, and I tell anyone who's struggling, and he tells you in his stuff, you got to work out your physical body. You got to feel your best. To do your best, you need to feel your best. To feel your best, you need to be working out. You need to be pushing yourself, exerting yourself physically in some way, shape, and form. You need a routine in the morning too, a routine. Every single multimillionaire, billionaire, anyone who's super, super successful has a routine, a morning routine that they swear by, that they go through. All right? Get yourself a morning routine, stick to it, believe in it, make it your journey, make it your life. And some people say, you know what, I'm not good at routines. It's not easy for me. I get it. And so you don't overwhelm yourself when you're doing stuff like this, because if you do, it won't, so you start small. Say you always like to lay in bed and it's really hard for you to get up early. Set that alarm clock just for 15 minutes and say, and you said you wanted to read more. Say, I'm just going to wake up 15 minutes early and I'm going to read for 10 minutes. I'm going to read for 15 minutes. I'm going to use that time to read. All right? You read. Maybe it's a meditation book. Maybe it's a daily affirmation. Maybe you buy a book that, has a page for each day and you get into stuff like that. You want to waiting for this 21 to come up to price action here on the 1 minute time frame. We could continue to pump here back to 96,470. At least kind of get us out of the doldrums here with that bullish divergence pump. And they just got, this is going to be natural trading for the next few days. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be low volume. People are going to be selling too for the end of the year. You know what I mean? So there's going to be some strange price action going on. Again, there's a chance we get a beautiful short squeeze. The Santa rally comes back on. We're bouncing and we get a huge pump here. I'm open-minded to anything that's possible, everybody. And that's why tomorrow, if we see it, I'll be able to long. See, other guys are like, they're stuck on it. It has to be bearish. And it takes them like 3 days after the move to really realize that they were wrong. Because we're always saying we don't know what's going to happen, we're able to take advantage of being wrong, maybe in a split second. Like I might be wrong for a minute. I might like short or long the 1 minute or the 5. But the second we get above the 200, I realize I was wrong. I flip back. I might get stopped up. And then I'm like right back on the horse. And I can say, well, maybe I should be longing now. And because I use the small time frames to figure out what's happening, I'm usually wrong pretty quickly. And I can adjust fast enough to get the bigger move that comes in the 1 hour, the 4 hour, if I so choose to. And so it's all about having a plan every single time you trade. So important. As I said to everybody, there should be 3 trades in your life, in my humble opinion. For me, there's 3 trades. A dollar cost average DCA that I'm willing to hold until I win. I don't care if it's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I don't care how long it has to take for me to win, but I'm going to hold until I get my 3X, 4X, 5X, something in there. I'm going for the 10 or 20s, but if I just have to limp out with the 3 to 5, I'll take it. But I'm staying in there till I get it like wild. I've been holding wild for like a year and a half, almost 2 years now. It's gone up, it's gone down, it's gone up, it's gone down. I'm not selling till it goes back to that 7, 8, 9, 10 bucks. We get a rip, right? And it does what it's supposed to do. Until then, that's it. You see? And it's ripped my heart out. It's crushed my soul. It's made me feel elated when we got that huge pump to $1 recently, and then it dumped again all the way. It's just like, it's brought me up and down. It's, and I don't stare at the position, but when I do even slightly think about it, I'm like, oh man, it could almost make my stomach get sick, and so I have to say easy. And you're like, Sam, how do you deal with being in so many positions? How do you deal with the ups and downs of this market? How do you watch hundreds of thousands of dollars of your net worth go up and down at a split second? Honestly, because I do what I love. And I have a hustle. And I know, even if they give us a black swan and I lose my entire portfolio, I'm going to find a way to win. And I know that's crazy, but I'm going to find a way to win. I'll maybe catch a short somewhere in there, and I may be down in the portfolio, but I'll find a way to pump, maybe end up with a couple, a big enough bag at the end of that short to long something at the bottom of a wick that gets me back up and gets me moving. Next thing you know, I'm into capital again. My other portfolio rips it up and things are back to business, but I got to maintain that there's opportunity for me somewhere, some way, somehow, and there will be. The second I believe there is an opportunity, the second I start getting down on myself, the second I start believing in that negative frequency, I will become it. And those will be my options. I can refuse to have those as options. So I must create a reality in my own mind because I'm part of the reality in which I live in. Once I understand that, I have to project the reality in which I want to live in, which is reality in which I am the opportunity. I find a way every single time and nobody beats me. and somehow, some way I come out on top. And that's just the only story that I'm going to write. And there's no other end in my story. That's it. And your story should be the same. Become the author of a story that wins. Go after the win. Push yourself every single day, no matter how hard it is, no matter how many times you fail. You know how many times I failed? You know how many times I picked a coin? It wasn't the one. You know how many times I attempted to win? You know how many times they dumped the market in my face and I held and I held and I held? Man, most, you know, you'll it's mental trading, this cryptocurrency game. And it's not an easy game. If anyone told you it was easy making money in cryptocurrency, they were out of their minds. I don't like that word easy. I get away from people that say it. My dad used to say, if anyone tells you it's easy, get away from them. My dad probably said that a couple times a week to me. He said, if anyone tells you it's easy, get away from them. He said, nothing's easy, Sam. Nothing. And it's really true. Nothing easy. If something was really easy, think about it. My YouTube channel, getting to 100,000 subscribers. I went live every single day for 4 years, man. I gave up my entire life. We did everything we could. We pushed the limits that a live channel could push, right? And we're having a blast. I'm not saying we're even close to done. I'm just talking about, you know, and then we'll hit 100,000. It'll be like, boom. But it will be the culmination of years of hard work, determination, dedication, and just, you know, just really just brute force, man. You know, just forcing the algorithm to take it. Say, hey, you gotta, this is the one that's gonna come more often than anything else. If you want to sell ads, you better ride this puppy, because we're coming with the consistency of a bot day in and day out. And, you know, eventually the algorithm bends to you. I don't care if it takes 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I don't care how long it takes. Eventually that algorithm will bend to you. Reality has no choice. The universe has no choice to reward the hardest worker. The vibrational energy will find its way towards the highest vibrational energy force, you see? So when you're vibrating at a very high level, when you're creating your reality, when you're manifesting, oh man, the universe knows. It knows those individuals. It can pick us out. It can see you're glowing. Your vibration is so obvious to the universe, it can find you. You can't hide it. See, that's the thing I realized one day when I figured all this out one day. I sat there and I realized that I couldn't control my inner vibrations. And I realized that that's why I wasn't where I needed to be. And I said I could say all I wanted and I could talk all I wanted, but the universe could hear every thought and every feeling inside of me. And until I was able to correct myself, I was never going to be able to pull in the abundance in which I truly wanted to manifest. This is scary for a lot of people because it means you're not truly in control yet, even though you think you are, until you do the mental work, the meditation, the mind work. And you really have to listen to people that have done the mind work, the Joe Dispenzas. You've got to put in the work. You know, Earl Nightingale, listen to Bob Proctor. Listen to Jim Rohn. They all will bring you back to a collective reasoning of the same source, and it will really hit you deep in the heart. And you'll find your true purpose. You will. If you're ready to find your true purpose, I'm ready to take you there. Okay? It's not going to be easy. It's going to be like ripping off a Band-Aid. Because when you decide to give up your old life for the life that's really going to change your entire like everything for you, it can hurt a little bit. It's very similar to getting out of your own skin. Look, low stochastics getting back above the 200 MA. Formed a little flag there. Seemed like it could get a bit of a pump. I'd be careful trading Sunday night tonight. I just watch price action. Normally you see me, let's jump on in. I'm going to take it easy here during this Christmas time. If I see something obvious, I mean, yes, but like this looks nice. 21 will come in. We can flag this out. And then there's a good chance we get a nice pump back up here for Bitcoin. But really, 97.2 is we got to get above 97.2. And the fact that we lost it on the weekly just... it doesn't look good for Bitcoin. Small time frame can play games, but it is what it is, right? So what do I see happening for BTC on the bigger time frame? So as I said before, I have no idea what's going to happen. Could we get a bounce? There's a slight chance we do, somehow, some way, you know. But for me, it just... you gotta, I mean, that trend line has been broken. You're below it now. I don't know. I don't see amazingly bullishness. Do you see the daily could possibly bounce off the 200, off the 50 moving average? That's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. There's a chance here. But like, if you look at the daily, I mean, you kind of lost the key level, and like the only place I see it dropping to is 91,000. Look at all that. So we could be putting a little show here on the 1 minute. That's fine, but I don't know. To me, it tells me there's more downside coming for Bitcoin, and we got to be realistic about it. And even BOOKMAP is lining up all the way down. Look at the lineup now. Boom, 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 boom. All the way down to 88,250 for BTC. So it looks, you know, I got to say, it looks like we're going to at least challenge 91.5. We break that. We see 89.5 and we see 87. So the daily has some levels that don't look amazing. What would change my mind? When would I get long? Like, what would get me to go long here? It's a great question. Really, thank you for asking, whoever just asked that. Awesome question. No, what would make me go long here? I mean, I'm looking at this at the 8 hour, just trying to, you know, and you have some support there a little bit. You've bounced a couple times, like bounce, 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 wick back up, you know. So there's something here at 94.5. And I talked about that this morning. I said, we're likely going to drop to 94.5. And because we were playing games up here, and I said, it's probably like we're going to drop back down to 94.5. And that was the, you know, why I kept coming up, because that was the radio, and it may still be, but the famous radio station in when I grew up in Boston. Jam at 94.5 with Baltazar the morning. Jam at 94.5, you know, and I would listen to it all the time. Right? Anyway, that's where they played the best hip hop hits, baby. Ben Mala, baby. I'm going to show you how to buy real estate, baby. It's a pretty good one. I thought that's a pretty good. Hey, let me show you. I'm from Queens. I had $1 million of real estate, baby. I'm going to get a boat, baby. Shout out to Ben Mala. Ben Mala, that dude's cool, man. Anyway, yeah, so anyway, the 8 hour, right? That 200 is looming. This to me does resemble a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. And that is a neckline that may have been broken already or very close to being. I sound like the crab and the mermaid. But, and could we get all the way down here to 84,000? I mean, yeah. Or even at least to 87. So this looks likely to me, you know. You get a shoulder, head, right shoulder. You save the day here. I got to be honest with you. I mean, yeah. So show me an inverted head and shoulder in the 8 hour, which will take you at least a day and a half. So like I wouldn't even have to take, you know, unless I'm getting into some aggressive long here, I don't even have to really get bullish until I see us do some type of bearish bullish retest of this 97.5 area. So, you know, I'm not telling you I know what's going to happen, but it just, I don't know, it doesn't look amazing to me. It just doesn't. It looks like more downside is coming. And so what you want to look at is the 6 hour time frame, and you want to watch this 200 MA. The second you close a red candle below this yellow line, you'd have to assume you're coming for the 8 hour 200 MA. And that could even be a place to open up a short with a stop above possibly like 95.5 there. The short would be like 92. Stop loss could be above like 94.8. And you'd want to take it somewhere down to 80, 87, you know, 88 to possibly even down to 83,000. That's the measured move of the head and shoulder pattern. It's about $83,000. So I just give targets of charts. I don't, you know, I'm not trying to tell you what's going to happen. But if we do end up close a candle below that and we end up opening, you know, I can already see how if the short plays out, I can tell you exactly how it's going to play out. This is the thing, I've studied price action. So we'd close a candle below here, one or two. It would be very unlikely we go straight down. But once one or two would close, the algorithm would kick in. Sometimes we go down here, come back up for one like we did earlier. You know, we did today. We did it here. And then and then we'll get like a pretty fall up, you know. And then look, gap through the VRVP. It's all setting up for a move to the downside. I said it earlier. I kept going over it. 94.5 was hit. And so the bigger time frames are conveying to me that, you know, the bulls are in trouble. And we got some more downside brewing. Your last hope is that this is a higher low. A low, a high, a higher low. And we dig our way out of here for BTC. But I tell you what, it doesn't look amazing. Now, I would DCA into Bitcoin. I would DCA into a coin of my choice I'd look at things that were hotter than normal, like sentience, and things that are actually doing their own thing, like the hyperliquid whole thing is doing crazy. You know, we've seen some big gains even today from coins that we went over in the last, you know, a couple days. We went over Scout, and look, Scout hit my target. We grabbed this. We said this thing's likely to break out. The length of the pole. Got in right there. This thing pumped 59% gains. Gave it all back. I get it, but even though 100% gains, really, look at that. Boom. Gave it all back, still sideways. And again, with Bitcoin sketchy, I don't care how good your project looks, how great everything is. When Bitcoin sketches everybody out, it starts looking fruity, loopy. It ruins the market. It ruins 99%, or you could say like 98.9% of setups. There's like a couple setups that pump for whatever reason. Every once in a while, the one couple lucky coins that get some love. Every once in a while I'm in them and I can't believe it. I'm like, how do we do it? We got the one coin that pumped. You know? The other day was SEI. I remember the whole market dump at SEI was like doing damage. It didn't make any sense. So this still looks somewhat bullish. I'm still in it. I put what I was willing to lose, so I'm going to see where it goes. This is an AI used to, you know, analyze sports so you could bet on sports. So it's got predictions for the NAAF championship, college football championship winner, U.S. football predictions. Interesting, right? It just, you know, and again, you could figure this out. You could go, you know, again, I don't do this. This is just an interesting way to use AI. All right. So interesting. So it says the best value bet and everything. It kind of, you know, again, I don't want to put people into doing that because I'm not into that. Scotty AI is just that's what it does. So I could see that being a very speculative play on crypto AI there that could, you know, potentially show some interesting things. So that to me, and then they say that you have to hold the coin to use the software. And to me, I mean, that's just like, again, maybe it's just it's a cash grab and it doesn't work out. And it all sounds good, but they're not doing that. Hey, I'm open-minded. It's possible. It's possible. Right? Someone will open one called Bezos. Can you see that he's a $600 million wedding? Just because? Maybe the most expensive wedding, you know, besides like, you know, some type of sultan or like, you know, thousands of years ago when these. But there's Bezos. It's in a cup and handle. Says it's going to pump. Who knows? It just came out. I have no idea. It has lock liquidity. He's having a big wedding. I don't know if that does anything. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I don't have anything in there. It's probably going to be garbage. It's funny. It's just funny the stuff that you see online. I'm more making fun of like the socio-economic idea behind all this nonsense. Anyway, $600 million weddings, meme coins called Bezos. It's insane. So what would I do today for BTC? Honestly, if I was in a short, I would remain short. There's no reason I would leave the short if I was already in one, personally. Number two, there still could be a head short, you know, maybe if you keep the stop loss above like 95.8, you know, maybe even and see if you could take this further down. Look for like almost a descending triangle here, something like that. That looks kind of bearish to me. And it has like head and shoulder vibes. See? And so like possibly like an entry here with a stop above 95.7, right? And see if you can continue this thing down. The short looks very likely, so it looks like the money for the short will pour in. So to me, it just looks a lot likely. So entry here, stop maybe, you know, anywhere above 96, 95.8, anywhere above these two levels. Right. And again, you could easily get stopped out. It's a Sunday night. That's why, and it's low volume on a holiday kind of trading. So I think if I did trade, it would be lower leverage, bigger ranges, smaller positions to see if I can, you know, the people that are higher leverage and more money hungry can get taken out in front of me, and my humble nature could keep me in the trade. You know, being more humble can help you gain more in the long run because everyone else is going for the big kahuna every time. They're getting chewed up. You're just looking for those small, you know, looking for an add-on to the portfolio, and over time, it pays off. And when things start getting crazy and you see, your winning percentage starting to go down and things are tough, you pull back and you start using smaller positions. If it still starts getting rocky with smaller positions, you pull back completely and you just wait for a second and let the market give you some signals. You can trade through time and then you'll miss the signals that you're looking for. It's interesting. Like, trading will get into your head so much that you need to step away from it to see it again. Very important. Even I take breaks sometimes. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. If you want to join the trading group, get the knowledge we've given you, see things before they happen, understand why a short is likely or why we're coming at you, coins that we're looking at, DCAs, ideas, token metrics, weekly screen shares, my entire trade. Like, I have an entire trading school in there, and on all my pre-recorded videos that are waiting for you that people charge thousands of dollars. You'll have access to it for $99 a day, including the gains from the elite. Go to cryptolifer.com and find out more. You can sign up for a monthly, a weekly, or a quarterly. A monthly, a quarterly, or an annual subscription. Weekly would be nice, right? But jump on it today and change your life. All right. Subscribe to the 99. Even if you got 1 month of education, I believe it would change you as a trader and hopefully keep you on the right track from losing tons and tons of money. All right. Look at that nice flag dump to the downside. No love, right? That's why I wouldn't trade the flag. I wouldn't do a dang thing. If anything, I do what I showed you, which is the short on the bigger time frame. Okay. And you got to figure that stuff out for yourself. And where we're going, likely to the 6-hour 200 MA. If we lose that, to the 8-hour 200 MA. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we do see $87,000 Bitcoin sooner than later. It could take, I don't know, 3 to 5 8-hour candles, 24 hours to 40 hours to get to 87,000. It could be even quicker sometimes the way the shorts go. Could we bounce here? Could I eat my shorts? Yeah. And then we'll have an inverted head and shoulder and I'll trade the right shoulder. Okay. But right now, the bears are in control and Bitcoin looks like it wants to go further to the downside. And that's just what I'm seeing for BTC. When I look at it, it looks like we're going to drop down pretty fast from this key level here that we're at, right down to about 91,500. And then we'll probably flag out and then possibly head lower to 87,000. No guarantees, but looks likely to me that we're going to see lower lows. All right. So that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. Will it affect your altcoin? Yes. How badly? Will the whole market dump? Yeah, it will. Why? Don't ask why. Understand, if you want to know why, it's because technical analysis plays out. And we were overbought, man. And we've been ripping for a while. And it's time for a bit of a pullback. Look, we get in, the moving averages are tight. We begin to pull out whenever the moving averages are far apart. And we see some bearish divergence. This had swing down, swing up. It was all there. Everything was there for a pullback. And so I even have this drawn. I'm like, the saving grace here is somehow we get a bounce. Somehow we get a bounce here. And we turn this into some type of ascending triangle, a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and we're out of here, and we somehow bounce in the next week or two. And by January 3rd, this is all a dream. When we bounce here, we get rejected and we start coming down. So it's really by January 8th, we'll know. Because by January 8th, we're either going to be down here at 2.99 trillion or kind of somewhere sitting pretty at 3.66. If we're still above $3 trillion by January 8th, then, we're on our way for a big run. If not, we're on our way for like a longer consolidation and then maybe a bigger run in the spring. So in the next 3 weeks, it's going to tell us where we're going to go for the next 4 months. Can you see that? It's a big deal. And that's why I think this stream is important to come to on the weekend nights, even though it is not easy to be here Sunday night, even though there's football and there's so many distractions. But shout out to all the people that are here tonight. You're getting an education. You're getting yourself ready for what could be ahead, and you're situated. And so God bless you for doing that. You care about your future and you want to see what's happening. Let's take a look at what's going to come to us this week too as well. as far as like what we have to avoid or look at on the calendar. All right, so Monday, nothing looks crazy. Consumer monetary policy minutes, CB consumer confidence might have a little movement at 10 a.m., but nothing too crazy. All right, Tuesday, a bank holiday in New Zealand, right? Durable goods orders, new home sales, that might have a little sway in the market 10 a.m., you know. And then again, all day bank holiday in the US, it's Christmas, okay? So around the world, really. But then they start back up. I mean, Christmas Eve with unemployment claims at 8:30, which is going to, you know, bag the market hard. We got to see what that does. It's going to have a lot to do, because if it's low, then it's like, whoa, you know, if it's high, do you have to cut rates now? It's going to be interesting to see what that is. I'd like to you guys say, what do you think it will be? But the unemployment claims at 8:30 Thursday, so that's going to be a big deal. That's going to sway the market. We're going to have low liquidity, light volume on a you know, a holiday week. So I would write that down, Thursday 8:30, and that's the day after Christmas too. And it's like, man, they don't give us a day off, right? Right after Christmas, unemployment claims at 8:30. So I would be paying attention to that day, that level, next week for sure. Okay. And yeah, let's take a look at the chats and see what people are saying in the chats. Okay, Merry Christmas. Can we look at NEAR, please? 8-hour bullish divergence. Let's take a look at NEAR from Sean Z. Thank you so much, Sean, for your contribution to the channel. And so, big deal there. We're going to see what happens there to total. We're right at a key area. NEAR hugging, you know, again, like we needed NEAR. I mean, look, NEAR did the shoulder, head, right shoulder, dump. Wanted it to kind of, you know, kind of same thing. We wanted to get that pump, but no love. Let's take a look at NEAR on the daily time frame. You know, what I still see for NEAR, you know, right now is a trend line. And it would be great if we just get a bounce here and we consolidate. Like, come on, Bitcoin. Come on, market. They go down here, they flush us. I mean, then NEAR goes, like, how does NEAR not go to $1? I mean, they're close to devastating the home market. And usually at this point, like, we have to bounce. Like, you would have to buy here and believe there's a bounce, or just like, why even be in this market anymore? Like, we got to bounce at this point. I mean, this is crazy. They're taking us to a psychological level that's very, very difficult for most people to get through. I don't know. They make it so hard to get yourself out of the 9 to 5. They make it so hard. That's why when you get out like I did, like you will, that you will watch your money way quicker than, you know, I see people risking their money ways that I would never do it. I'll be like, it's like, I'm worth, you know, here's an example. I'm worth 100 grand. I barely want to lose a few $100. The other guys are worth 10 or 15 and they're losing 2-3 grand in a trade. Oh, I lost. I'm like, what are you doing? And then I look at their life and I realize how much devastating it is for them to lose a few thousand because they don't have a lot. And how it can be psychologically more damaging. When you have 20 grand and you lose 5 of it, that's damaging than when you have, like, you know, $1 million and you lose 5 grand. It's still, no one wants to lose 5 grand. I don't care how big your bank account is. No one likes to lose, man. It's still a psychological bummer. But again, easy to get over when you got a flow. Like, can you cup and handle out of this? I got to tell everyone, I can't tell you what's going to happen. I can't say I'm not panic selling, so I'm in there. I'm in there for the bounce. Or I'm going down and holding. You know, do they make a giant double bottom here? And break back up. I know NEAR's a great project. I know it's got a great team. I know they're not giving up. I don't understand, you know. So I'm convinced of my convictions. And it's very hard for me to break them. I'm very, very stubborn in them. So once I'm convinced that a project is good, I'm not selling it until I get where I want to go. I don't care how long it's going to take. You know, so bounce for me, baby, bounce. Dance, monkey, dance. I've never seen anybody do that thing they do before. Let's get that move NEAR. All right, every time a few Christmas coins that pop off. Pump a clause is my bet for this year on Solana. Terrible chart, great narrative. Maybe good for you. I hope the coin you made goes well. Agent Sunny with the family. Spent Sunday with the family. Merry Christmas. Time for TEMA to continue and pass the all-time high. Worked on my feet for 10 years. Now I can pursue what I want to do. God bless Ryan, dude. 2448. God bless you, man. Thank you. Let's take a look at TEMA on DAX screen and air now. Look, this thing Bezos is taking off. I don't know what's happening to it. I don't know why, but it looks like it's going to do some. I don't know. It's got that rounded bottom. Who knows? I don't have any. I could care less what it does. Good riddance, you know. But hey, you know, I don't want to be rude to anyone too. You never know. Funny. By virtue, Rabbi Shlomo. Yeah, I'm looking at scale. OCADA AI just really caught my eye. Maybe it goes to 0, but the website just like, if they did a really good job of making me think they're going to do something, you know. So maybe it is just a rug, but I don't know, man. They did a good job of making it look pretty good. They got me then. They got me on OCADA. It looks nice. Yeah, we've been watching TEMA for a long time now. It's been like on for a week or two. Now it's got a $30 million market cap. And it's sitting, you know, in a beautiful ascending triangle, and that's consolidation. Now, it could easily dump if the market black swans us. You never know. But, I mean, this is a chart that we trade many, many times over. A setup that I love. You see me trade these types of setups all the time. Looks like it could do numbers for sure. This thing has just been on up only since you guys told me about it, and we've been watching it on the channel. I don't know if I found it, but many people probably found it through me because we found it somewhere around here, and it just hasn't stopped, and it's broken out of every flag that it's made, and now it looks very bullish again, like it's going to continue to go to the upside. I think we found it at a $4 million market cap, if I'm wrong. I mean, that's a 7x almost by now, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was a 10. I don't want to, like, we'd have to go back to the tape. I can't remember. It's been a lot happening, so don't. But definitely a 3 to 4x or something like that. All right. You guys can tell me. You guys are better. You guys are pretty good at watching it. Thanks again, brother. I wish you a Merry Xmas. God bless you, Matt Vieno. How do you think, it's crossing the all-time high? You never know. I see it going right now to the next target at 6 4/10 of a cent. We'll go from there, right? Can you chart CATBAL and Hyperliquid on the daily, please? Also, Pair on Hype is an AI agent launchpad. It pumped parabolic, but fell today. Interesting. Check AIVA. And you can just go to Hyper and see everything that's on there, right? Hyper, which are the hot ones, right? You can see the small market caps and then scroll up to this area here, and you can kind of see, okay, what's 8 million? You know, Ethereum, this one's been on my radar. I've been hearing about this one. Autis, we went over already. We knew about it yesterday, right? Shizzo, I don't know, you know, Yeti Range Vapor. There's CATBAL. You just asked me about it. $23 million market cap. Big Ben Farm Pip. There's H Fun. Remember, we knew about that one. Per 2. And then there's Hype. So not a lot on here. Okay. And interesting. Very interesting. So, you know, you take your pick. There's probably still money to be made here, and especially once the market gets back into good graces. So yeah, someone asked me about CATBAL yesterday. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder, though. Kind of take that into account. It could make a bit of a dump. At least head back to this channel and we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I mean, technically speaking, it does have a head and shoulder pattern. I don't know. It says it could dump more. I don't know. I don't want to be like, you know, fudding people. That's what I, you know, again, maybe it's doing one of these, but that's still a symmetrical triangle that could break up or down. Breaks down though, goes to complete 0, and it seems to have a following, so it would make more sense it would break up, but you never know. I don't own any of it, and I don't know if it did break up. It would basically go the length of this first leg. That would be its move, and so you would see it somewhere here at 57. That's where I would see it, probably sitting pretty at around 57. Okay, check AIVA chart. See how bad AIVA could get if Bitcoin dumps. Thanks for all you do, brother. Shout out to Crypto Sticko. God bless you, brother. Yeah, it looks like they want to really psychologically take us to a level that's just unheard of. Like if NIR goes back to $3, it's like, come on, really? Like we waited this whole time. We DCA'd through the whole bear market. We waited patiently. We took $1 all the way up to 8. We 8x'd our money. And then we had this nasty dump, lower high, lower low, and then we're just gonna like drift off into the abyss again and have to wait again for some odd crazy months to get ever back to, man. Or can we squiggle around and get to 15 and stop playing this game? Like, if people don't get their money, they're never coming back, right? I always say that. Like, I guess they don't care. You know, don't you need to give retail something to get them coming in and out? Like, don't we have to get some type of bounce here soon? This is just complete obliteration. So let's take a look at Cardano. I mean, I first got into near at $1, sold it at 7, got back in. Like, Cardano, man, was steaming 121. The whole market, if Bitcoin didn't start dumping hard, man, the whole market was looking so amazing. 3-day chart coming back to the 21 is promising, very promising, and being pretty close to the 618 golden pocket. So, like, you know, it says somewhere at 69, and that would revisit this previous high here. 69, even there it says 76, 75. So, you know, somewhere between 69 and 75 cents looks like it would be our cycle bottom there, and we'd be able to kind of start our move back to the upside, back to 175. But it is a long journey, man. Like, to get real alt season, you kind of needed that to pump, and little pullbacks, pump, little pullbacks, so we could kind of get to some. Now it's taking so long for alts to get to their, they don't move like they used to, man. They really don't. And I feel like it's because there's so many alts in the space now that you don't get that consolidated pump that you got on these certain coins. You get a good enough pump, but it's never as long lasting as it used to be. I'm telling you right now, I've never seen the pumps again like I saw in 2017, really. It's never been the same, man. It's like I feel like we've always tried to recreate that alt season, and we just never have. We just never have. Like, we're chasing this high that may never come again the same way, because we had so many, we had like 3,000 alts back then, and so much less money in the space. You know what I mean? Yeah. Can you check GEOD for Dex Screener, Polygon Uniswap? That's live for 1 year and 4 months. GEOD. Thank you. Yeah, we'll take a look. That's how I feel about memes. Too many now. Yeah, it's true. Too many alts. We probably don't get the alt season we had. You know, I remember something like this last bull run before ETH flew. Yeah. I'm not saying we're not going to get big pumps. There's going to be 10x's, 50x's, but you're going to have to really study and know what coins to be in. It's going to move in different sections. You're going to get AI pumping for a couple weeks. Then you get some memes pumping. It's not all, you know, you can see, you got to be more selective. You got to be like you got to work way harder. More organized, more disciplined. You got to be like paying attention to crypto like 8 to 9, 10 hours a day, honestly, because the narratives are fast, things are changing, and it's you know, crypto demands everything of you for you to make it out alive. The people that don't want to put in all the effort they don't usually make it out alive. That's why the crypto people you see like me are obsessed. That's why we get it. We're here every day. That's why we get as obsessed as I do, because we understand our entire survival depends on it. And we don't want to lose. We don't want to lose. All right. AVAX for us, please, Professor Leifer. May God bless you, and thank you so much for your respect and your honesty and love, you know. Let's take a look here at the same thing as Cardano, right? I mean, same thing on the 3-day. A little more progressed through the dump, because it's already pushed through that 3-day. Oh, wow. I mean, they hit every altcoin harder than you could believe. In 6 days, they took out a couple weeks of weeks of winning. It is a cup and handle. It's revisiting previous resistance as support. Again, same idea here. You don't bounce here. What, AVAX comes back to 22? You know, so either we get a bounce tonight and into tomorrow, or this market takes on a nasty shade of red. And it could be a more prolonged dump. Next 3 days is going to really show us what's happening. Yeah. XRP pumping against BTC. Let's see if the hot coin is still hot right now. The XRP meme. I mean, it's still kind of consolidating. Broke out, broke back inside. Still in the pattern. Could still pump out of it. But it's been on a massive tear for a while. People might start selling it. It might actually kind of, you know, revisit a key area. Could come back to it 618 before its next bounce. But, I mean, it's looking pretty bullish. BitLord Pete tweets about it. He's got a big following. So, it gets some steam there. Crypto allowed me to follow my dreams. You and Master Friend helped me so much this past year. I'm nice and cozy during these pullbacks. God bless you, my friend. I like it. I like it. Yeah. So a bounce off this golden pocket would be so key and needed. And this is a known area. If I like AVAX and I believe in it, I would DCA here. I would. I see everyone's like, it's all to McClellan, Sam, you're seeing pretty bearish. But then I'd still see, you have to buy the red though. For me, you do whatever makes you. But as a trader, when I logically look at my options, I can't buy the green. Right? That's when I know things are being fed to me. That's when I'm like going down the street and the guy's trying to sell you a watch out his coat. That's buying green. You're gonna get ripped off. Buying red is like, you know, going on Craigslist, going to 5 different people, 10 different people. You know, say you want to buy a motorcycle, you go to 10 different things. You know, you really learn motorcycles. By the end of it, you know so much more about motorcycles, and then you make your final decision. You compare, you contrast, you look at Kelly Blue Book, and you really get down to brass tacks. I've done it many times. I've found gems on Craigslist. Gems, man. I bought in so many things on Craigslist in my life. Computers. I bought my Harley Davidson that lasted me 8 years. Started up like thing was out of beautiful. I could figure out what was hot and what wasn't. But you got to do your research and hunker down. Anytime you buy anything, focus. Write all your things down. Say, what do you want to accomplish out of buying this? Like, I bought a golf cart recently. I looked at all the places around me. I went to all of them. I did. I went to 5 places. I talked to 4 people. I spent like 6 or 7 days. I researched late at night for a couple hours when I could. And I put together a comprehensive 10, you know, maybe a 6-hour. And I knew what I was doing. When I walked to the place, I got the one that I had fixed, you know, had figured out was the one that I wanted. You know. Trading helps you with almost everything in life, you know. Yeah. And it does look like alt season will come in January, possibly, but you never know. I take it one step, one day, one candle at a time. I will tell you, don't expect a big move in the market for the next couple, and for this next, you know, 6 to 7, 8, 9, 10 days, even after New Year. New Year's we're slumped too, and then we have another market close on New Year's Day. So you have 2 big market closings around the same time, right? And we'll show you, you know, I'm going to show you too. And again, we don't close. Crypto never closes. But there's stock market holidays, right? And you've got them here, right? Christmas Day for sure, and New Year's Day. So we have 2 big closings in a very short period of time. It definitely affects the market. 100%. Okay. Two new moons and 2 new moons in the same month. You know what I mean? I took 25% out today. I see danger ahead. I thank the Lord for finding this channel. And again, if you're wrong, Blockkoi, and we pump back up, you can always deploy back in. You know what I mean? You could even have a savings and double what you took out, and then you can and then if it pumps back where you were, you kind of where you needed to be. For instance, say I had 100 grand in the market. I took 25,000 out because it looked like we were going to dump hard, and I wanted to take advantage. And we didn't dump hard. We actually pumped back 10%, hit a key level, and then we can see that disaster's been avoided. Well, what if I was working at the time and I was able to bring in another 5 to 10 grand, and then I put 35,000 in at that one extra level, and then when we pumped up again, you know, I don't know. These are just thoughts that I do. Again, you do, you know, I'm not a financial advisor. So like, I just, in my mind, I'm like, well, maybe I could, so cover it. To me, once you become a long-term trader and you've made some coin, coverage is a good idea. It's always good to cover, meaning have a backup plan. And it's okay if you cover and the market goes back up again. That's okay. You're not supposed to be right every time. The point is, if it goes back up again and you get back in, you can say to yourself, I didn't know it was going to happen. And what I do know is, that's odd. Must have fallen on the ground. But what I do know is, I don't know what's going to happen, but what I do know is that if it did dump horribly, I would have had cash on hand, right? Flip a coin and then go all in. Let's take a look at XRP, BTC. Someone, you know. So again, previous support is resistance. This is a beautiful area I'd be getting into. I mean, this is beautiful. Bounce, 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 resistance. Bounce, coming back to the bounce area. Beautiful pump. 618, golden pocket, low stochastic. You know, kind of hidden bullish there in a way, but not amazing. And it's a Sammy cup and handy to the upside. You almost got this giant consolidation, see? Sends AVAX to 110 by, you know, July. But I mean, again, so you 3x AVAX in 8 months? I don't know. 7 months? Yeah. Yeah, if we break the low in the 1 minute, yeah, it just looks, it's bearish city, man. Look, that's a shoulder, head, right shoulder right there. Is it not? Come on. That's going to dump on your face right now. Look at it. 68% chance that's dumping. Shoulder, head, right shoulder right there in front of you. The charts tell you what they're going to do, everybody. That wants to dump right now and continue to dump. Take that puppy down to 91,700 for BTC. Okay? Bang. And once you lose that, you're dropping further down to 89,005, right? So, anyone who tells you different doesn't know how to read the chart. That's dumping right now in front of your face. I'm telling you right now it's going to dump. It's happening as I say it. All right. Yeah. Let's see if there's any strong altcoins out there in the mix. You can do this a couple ways by looking at crypto bubbles on the hour. I mean, the month we're still holding huge gains. So that's a positive. That's a positive vibe. We're still higher than we were a month ago on a lot of these coins. All right. The last hour, we have ELF getting some steam. Heart AI, Humans, Cerebro, FX. All right. And for the day, anything else kind of nothing really holding. Verge coin, for whatever reason. An oldie but goodie getting back in the mix. And Fog. Nothing else really looking amazing today, though. All right. Yeah. Sammy, I hope God bless with ETH exploding out of nowhere. Hope and prayer, I love them. They're great. They're very bad for trading. You know, I never get into a trade and I hope and pray that it works out. Usually when I've done that, it's been pretty bad. All right. I hope and pray that God helps me through all the pains of trading. Okay, no matter what happens. So honestly, Bitcoin's got to show me something, and it can't take out this low. 92,000 have to have been the low. We got to get a bounce here on a higher low. I'm bearish, as you can see. What would change my tune? Let's get the 15-minute back above the 200 MA, back above 97,180. You know? Get a flag here somewhere with the 21 coming up above the 200. And yes, I'd possibly, you know, you'd start getting me into like, okay, all right, my brother, can you chart RSR? Shout out to Shork, if I'm saying that correctly. I'm not sure, though. That's a tough one for me. I'm pretty good with language, and X is usually like an S when you do it like that. So I would call you Sork, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's take a look at RSR. Did I do that right? Did I say your name right? I don't know. I would love it if you gave me some feedback on that. Short it. Yeah. This is the reason why I joined the 99. Working a full-time job limits the time I have to look at the charts. Like you said, crypto moves fast, but the 99 is a great resource to find new coins / trades. Eddie, I really appreciate you saying that. It sounded like an ad. You said it perfect. That's amazing that I said your name perfectly. Linguistically equipped. Ready to help anyone around the world, right? People feel better when you say their name right. When people, you know, I have so many people who don't know how to say my name. Especially when people botch someone's name. I go out of my way not to botch it, and they look at me like, you know, so many people don't get my name right. You're one of the only people that ever pronounce my name correctly. over 20 people have said that to me in my life. Caring about other people and taking that extra little time to consider who they are, what their name is, how it may be pronounced, and then giving that moment to be considered, asking your waiter or waitress for their name, asking your cab driver for their name the second you get, hey, what's your name? And sometimes they may feel rude. They may think you want to ask their name because you want to know who they are in case you want to report it, right? But make sure you do it in a friendly way with a smile and say, hey, my name's Sam. What's your name? Just want to meet you. So, you're not a number to me. You're a person. I want to know your name, I don't always say that, but, I don't know how you slide it in there, but you can always kind of, I'm telling you right now, asking people their name has changed the way people treat me. Every single, and sometimes it's awkward. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I don't want to do it, but I make a habit of doing it now. Today after we had a waitress, her name was Dana. I know her name. Her name was Dana at Cheesecake Factory. You see what I'm saying? Like I remember her name because I asked her name. The next time I see her, I'll say, hey, I might see her walking down in the mall one day. And you never know, man. I like to be friendly with people. I like to be a part of the community. I think it's important. I think it feels good. I like that. Hey, Lifer, should you check out this new AI coin Contensor on Dex Screener? Chart looks good, even on the market dump. All right. RSR, same scenario with a lot of coins. Previous support is resistance at a key Fibonacci level. Either you get a bounce here or we have trouble. Or maybe we make a rounded bottom again. But it is at your 786. I mean, that would be the best place to get in many, many times if I didn't see Bitcoin at the edge of death. It's not at the edge, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be, I'm just being a little dramatic tonight. But it is, it doesn't look amazing. My 20K auto hurts to look at, but I've been in this space for 6 years. Like with you, I'll stay. Thanks for all you do. God bless you, Jeff Green. Let's look at Ondo. I think I had 60K of it at one point. I mean, it's still holding really nicely. We were at 214, man, and we were just at 67 cents, dude. Like, we were just at the end of October, even like, we just cracked the buck a month ago. 1 month ago, we just cracked the buck, and I was waiting on this thing for a long time. It was 18 cents when it came out in February of 2024. Then it made a beautiful flag. I gave every opportunity to my entire trading. We went over this thing so many times. I talked about it till I was, and it started looking like it was going to make a nice big move there. But I said, maybe it makes a right shoulder. Still has a really sharp trend line that hasn't been lost, right? So it's still on a beautiful trend. I see it possibly bouncing, consolidating, and getting busy. If anything continues to pump, and why would BlackRock let this thing die? It doesn't make any sense. This is their new baby. And honestly, these could prop up. Python Ondo could prop up the market, get us a reversal here, suck some liquidity back into the market, and get this thing pumping. Really wouldn't make sense for Ondo to lose any more levels, but at the same time, I just trade trades, man. I don't look at the logistics about it. Whenever you get too logistical, you miss what the trades were telling you. Don't get too heady. Let's take a look at Core Tensor by March 22 there on Dex Screener. And there's still all you beautiful people are still here bringing awesome coins, talking about awesome stuff, being a part of the stream. I really appreciate it. Core Tensor for wrapped ETH here. $9.9 million market cap, just continuing to rip to the upside. You said it. I mean, a beautiful chart. Shoulder, head, right shoulder ripping. You see that? You'll see me do this stuff a lot, right? Shoulder, head, right shoulder. You don't even need indicators. You could trade just the chart alone. I do this to freak you guys out, to make you to show you patterns are patterns. You see, I can add the 21. I'll see where it is. I already know the 21 somewhere right here. And it's got to come to price action. How do I know that? I just know where eventually your mind can see it all without even having to see it. It's pretty crazy. So you turn this into the 21. It's really all I need. Make it white, extra thick, one thick. And it's ready to go. I mean, and there's right where I thought it would be, because I know when price pumps up, it comes back. And I'm looking for the 21 to come into price. It's to get tight, and then another big move could come. This thing could get busy. It could actually take a whole leg I see it going to 4 cents, honestly. Hold me to this. Let's see what happens. It is pumping despite Bitcoin. Seems you might on a bit of a tear. Let's take a look at the Twitter. Let's take a look at the website. Barely any follows on Twitter. Core Tensor goes beyond the decentralized AI inference platform. It's mineable too. Our decentralized network blends quality control, demand flexibility, and gamified node assessment for more efficient and scalable AI inference. Core Tensor. Sneak peek AI GPU support. GPU support is progressing. Seems like they're building a lot, working on a lot. High-techy stuff. Decentralized AI for everyone. Core Tensor leverages decentralized AI inference to democratize technology and ensure universal access. Our platform excels in delivering the critical last mile of AI services, providing advanced solutions for seamless integration with users and services. See, OCADA AI speaks to you. It says more. You can understand it more. This is kind of like hidden. Like, what do you know what I mean? Harness the power, effortless integration of what? Cost-effective AI to do what? Right? So right now it looks like a blanket of something that may be good. I don't know if it really will do anything to say it says it's going to do, but it does look good enough. It's making a bit of a sideways flag. You never know. Lock liquidity at $9.9 million market cap. Who knows, man? Start the year off with the end of the month class. See you there, man. God bless you. Yeah, I will teach class the last Saturday of every month. That will come up not too long from now. Let me see when that date will be. Yeah, the 28th, you said. Yeah, the 28th here on Saturday. I will teach class. That's coming up. All right. About a week from today, a week from yesterday, I'll be there. Sam, are you buying more Bitcoin on this lower low? I bought so much BTC. I don't know. I may be just kind of done. Accumulating for a little bit here. My insane drawings. And you can see Bitcoin's at a sketchy, low volume holiday for, they got us. They got us. And I know they got me. I know when they got me. And I'm not going to overtrade until I got them. And I know when I got them. So we'll figure this out. That's a head and shoulder right there. It's fighting to stay inside this pattern. I wouldn't be surprised if they ripped up and shorted and grabbed anyone that shorts this, because that's the type of vicious market it's been. And then they rip it back down. But right now you have to say that's a head and shoulder that wants to dump down to 92,000. And then you can see the levels 92,100 and then down to 89.6. BOOKMAP also suggests we go lower. That's right. What if this is a bear trap? I would love it, man. It would be great. I mean, I'm not panic selling, so, Yeah. Fed Chair Powell, this is not who got Vermeer at Q3. Yeah. Santa must have to dump his bags to pay for Christmas. Unbelievable. Alts are holding okay. They're not too bad. Let's take a look at XRP BTC. I mean, yeah, that's still inside of a pretty much sideways flag. So it's holding up so far. But, you get a dump here, this whole thing will dump, and it has some descending triangle vibes if you look at it this way. You could try to fake it, but that's not a known pattern that likes to pump. It pretty much dumps. Well, you can open up the flag and say, okay, come back to the bottom of the flag first. Does show that maybe, a little bit of a dump, but then boom. As long as you don't lose the 2 hour on the, see, this is in a better place. See, Bitcoin's below its 4 hour 200 MA. XRP is not. So yes, XRP is looking like it's gonna, possibly pump if Bitcoin dumps. I don't know. I'm not telling you what I know. This is interesting. And someone pointed this out on the stream. God bless you for saying something. And we work together here. I am not a know-it-all. We are a team. Everyone here is a team. We do this together. I may be the forefront one. I'm here every day. I push it to the limit. I get everyone to show up and we get it going. But you guys show up too, and you guys bring a lot of knowledge, a lot of awesome sauce. I don't show up to the stream just as the guy who is the presenter. I also am a listener, and I also hear you guys and girls, you people out there, ladies and gentlemen. You teach me so much. You give me so many gems. And you really, really have changed my life as much as I've changed yours. So God bless you all. Thank you so much for always being here and being a part of the stream. Wow, XRP looks like the hottest thing right now that could actually pump. So I don't want it all doom and gloom. There's always opportunity, but sometimes the opportunity is just sitting on your hands or collecting dough for the next moment, right? Again, we'll give you kind of the top 20 most visited search coins in the last 7 days. ApeCoin's getting searched a lot recently. Filecoin's still holding it down. Probably one most likely to get grabbed at, you know. Hyperlend, a new one coming out there. That's going to be like the AVE of Hyper. I don't see how that doesn't pump hard. So I would write that down and get ready for Hyperlend. Find out, maybe you get an airdrop. There's probably some way you can get some allocation to that if you find out more about AI. About Hyper. AI voice agents, AIVA. That looks pretty cool. It's already up 95% and it's a brand new coin. So NextAid. I don't know, something about it gets me going there. I can't explain that. Ton Station soon. Everyone's been talking about that a little bit. Someone asked me about it this morning. I forgot to chart it. I apologize. Now I remember it. EWA. I like this other one too. Peace Pal AI. Peace. No, man, I don't like that one. I just said out loud. I like this. I like AI voice agents. That's got me kind of interested. And you can see kind of, and it's funny, man. Mexi has every time, everything. It's like, where would it be? Oh, Mexi. AIVA. AI voice agents. Wow, it just was like, and I missed it. A new coin came out and it consolidated. Look, it did the Adam and Eve double bottom. So this is something that I do. I wait for a new coin to come out and I wait for the Adam and Eve double bottom. And then we play it. That is like a 90% chance of breaking to the upside, and it does. Crazy though. This coin was out for an hour. 2 hours later, you got it at 001. Wow, it's done a 3x. And it's still got a tiny market cap. This is something that could turn into something here. We may have found ourselves a little bit of a gem here. So you see how I do it? You see how I connect the dots and then use the TA to make it happen? Look, that thing broke out. Things like it's moving here. Now, again, that would be kind of chasing. I would never chase that. But does it make another flag here on the smaller time frames? And I don't know. It's kind of chase it at this point. Getting in early would have been better. I wait for some type of pullback or maybe a nicer consolidation on a bigger time frame. But I'm going to keep this on my radar. And I'm definitely going to pay attention to it. And this thing could do numbers. I'm going to set alerts here up there too in case it crosses there. And I'd like to trade this puppy, man. Wow. AI voice agents on MEXC. And at 01444. Chain GPT, they're looking at Uniswap 0. DEAI, that's a hot one. It ran so hard. I think if anything runs back hot again, this one will too. This one was pumping when no one seemed to, I don't know why, it was doing damage. AIXBT, I keep seeing it on Twitter. I'm following them now. They do get good information. Definitely see how they could just continue to go because they're always in your mind. You're always hearing about it. Move back at 73. Over Protocol, a new one that's going to come out soon. I'd pay attention to that. Pudgy Penguins 2.5, Hyperlook, and these are the most visited coins in the last 7 days. Sui, people still going to Sui. Sui holding $4. I mean, strongest coin in the game. Super also looks like it may be interesting. And ENA holding above $1. Very, very strong. I bought into ENA. I haven't lost a penny. And I bought in like, I think 2.5 weeks ago. Yeah. Let's look at the most bullish scenario for Bitcoin. I'll look at it on like the KuCoin chart. I haven't looked at this one in a long time. See if there's any old TA on this. No. I mean, you can see Bitcoin's low, high. You could say high or low, and it breaks out. I'm attempting to like, you know, be like really ridiculously overly bullish here. And it's like this cup, this half a cup and handle thing that I see play out many times. We're very oversold in the daily. But losing that high volume node, you know, that one right there at 91.8, and then the gap down here, it doesn't bode well. I just don't see how you don't at least tussle with 91 and 87 or 88,000. But there's a chance that's your low, that's your high, that's your high or low. And we you know, this candle turns green or we start to break out. And I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we're at $102,000 and we're ripping the shorts again. You know what I mean? And everyone's like, oh, ha, ha, you were scam. All the altcoins come back. My account's up huge. And the bull runs back on and we all laugh like there was not, you know. We have to be open-minded that, you know, that anything could happen. And right now that there's a head and shoulder on the smaller time frame. So it is what it is. Bitcoin dominance is dropping. Bitcoin forming double bottom. I see altcoin rally coming. Nobody dares to say it because they are brainwashed. Hey, man, I'm ready. I didn't panic sell my altcoins, so boom. Honestly, they have to. Altcoins are at a place where I buy them where they bounce like 90% of the time. So it's telling us, the TA is telling us there's going to be a bounce. We're at 618 Fibonacci levels, you know. Yeah. If you want to trade where we trade, you can trade on MEXC or Weeks. Sign up today. Coinbase is a great onboard or offboard too. All right. And the links are all right here for you if you want to jump on in. All right. Trade on Weeks, CryptoLifer.com. And shout out to the channel sponsors, I Trust Capital and Decrypted.tax. I Trust Capital is a great place to buy and sell crypto in gold and silver with your IRA. They're regulated. They will custody the crypto for you, but you can get it at the end. They'll send you cryptocurrency. You don't have to sell for money. And you can get that Bitcoin really cheap on the weekends. They're open 24/7. So unlike the ETF, which they both have the idea of holding long-term for generational wealth, this just has a better idea because you can get involved when the prices are way lower. The ETF keeps you from those because it's only 5 days a week. This is 7, you know, or, you know, futures probably maybe a little more, but you know what I mean? You have way more access to price action here than you would. I really like this idea. I Trust Capital. Find out more. Go to the QR code on the far right corner or the link below. I do get a commission. I'd greatly appreciate it. Decrypted, oh, they sponsor the channel. Decrypted.tax, experts in cryptocurrency and DeFi tax preparation. I know the guy is a good friend of mine. Schedule a free consultation today, and I would start getting it done today. Too many people don't get their taxes done in time. I don't know what they're doing. They're scrambling and rambling, flopping and roping. I've been paying my taxes early for a long time. Just get it done. Get it out the way so you don't have to think about it for the rest of the week or the rest of the year. And if you're not sure what's happening, just schedule a free consultation. Let someone that knows more than you take away your stress and pain. And let that knowledge, you know, help you get it done. Go to Decrypted.tax today. They sponsor the channel and they're awesome. Scalp trade the trend using the RSI. I went 8 out of 10. Happy with those quick entries. Amen. That's crazy. Problem is everyone wants the exact bottom. There is a lot of fear. So I usually buy in the fear, you know, a little bit here and there. So it's none of your business what I do. Yeah. People ask crazy questions, man, that are, I think, a little too inclusive of my own life. Like, those are questions you have to answer yourself, you know? When I need the money and I want to pay for things, I got to sell to to the dollar so I can get it into a bank account, man. Isn't that obvious? Yeah. Until I can pay my taxes in Tether, you know, I mean, I got to sell it to get it. You know, I got to sell it. HBAR still in a beautiful bull flag and touching the 200 MA. HBAR looks like it's going to take off and take off hard. It looks really bullish right now. That looks like a nice setup. I wouldn't be surprised if HBAR pumps. Actually gives me faith in the rest of the market there. That setup looks good to me. Imagine all the people you could hire with just your, you know, you're funny. Always bother me. You're funny. $100%. 100%. Hey, maybe things will change with what you just said. Maybe they will be gone next year, and we're going to do something completely different. Taxes may look completely different next year, everybody. It's pretty awesome. So, everyone, I'm going to jump on out of here for the night. May God bless each and every one of you for being here. I do see more downside. So does BOOKMAP. Even if we touch 90K, we could still get a bounce, but I do see more downside here for BTC. It looks like we're going to get some type of pullback here, and I could be wrong. I'll be back tomorrow morning. We're going to break it down. If I see anything throughout the night that changes, I'll keep you updated. But I would stay off heavy leverage. I would stay off doing too many crazy things. We did find a lot of coins this weekend. I posted them in the trading group. We really did a deep dive, like The live streams paid off. We found a lot. So putting in the work will pay off. We'll find gems over time. We will win. We will win. Shout out to Master Friend in the house. I love you, brother. Hope everything's going well with you. Shout out to Crypto Billy, Love Learning, and all the people that are there for me and are there for the show and are there for themselves. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you all. Do not spam. Not spamming. You are gone. Yeah, I'm gonna get you. Yep, you're already been taken out. We're really good. We have awesome mods. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'm out here for the night. I'm gonna take off my suit and tie and actually attempt to relax. I don't know if I can, but I'm gonna attempt to do that. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. You can, you will, you're all the best. And take it easy, everyone. It's holiday week. God bless you all. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, GeoD.net. I just realized we forgot GeoD.net. I have, short-term memory loss, man. I did a lot of, what in college, man. You got to give me a break. All right, I'm not perfect. $50 million market cap. Price action looks absolutely horrible. I don't know what to say, man. Maybe you found a gem, maybe you didn't. I don't know. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'm out. I came back. Extra credit, right?